All right, this is kind of a silly story to help you remember the parts of an atom, how they're arranged, and what their electrical charges are. So the story reads, in the center of Matterville, there is a place called the Nucleus Arcade, where two members of the Addams family like to hang out. Perky Patty Proton, like her sister, is quite large with a huge smile and eyes that sparkle. Patty is always happy and has a very positive personality. Nerdy Nelda Neutron is like Patty, but she has a boring, flat mouth and eyes with zero expression. Her family is very apathetic and neutral about everything. Patty, Nelda, and their sisters spend all their time at the arcade. So we're going to stop here with our story and do our first two labels. Our first person is Patty Proton. And one of her sisters is Nelda Neutron. Now, they said that Patty Proton has a huge smile and sparkling eyes. Huge smile and sparkling eyes like this. While Nelda has a boring flat mouth and eyes with zero expression. As far as the description, Patty is always happy, and positive. So that's why we made her eyes plus signs, kind of like on the batteries, where the positive side of the battery has a little plus sign. So Patty protons are positive. And her favorite thing to do is hang out in the nucleus. Oops. She's going to hang out in the nucleus, N-U-C-L-E-U-S, arcade. Okay. Now, Nelda Neutron, okay, her description is she is apathetic. And if you don't know what apathetic means, it means that they really don't care one way or the other. They don't really have an opinion. Another word for that is neutral. If you are neutral in a fight, you don't take either side. Okay? And her favorite activity is she also likes to spend it in the nucleus arcade. Okay. So positive Patty Proton and neutral Nelda Neutron both like to be in the nucleus arcade. All right, I'm going to continue the story. Around the nucleus arcade, you will find a series of roadways that are used by another member of the Addams family, enraged Elliot Electron. Elliot races madly around the arcade on his bright red chrome-plated Harley-Davidson. He rides so fast that no one can be sure where he is at any one time. Elliot is much smaller than Patty and Nelda, and he is always angry because these bigger relatives will not let him in the arcade. He has a frown on his face, eyes that are squinted with anger, and a very negative attitude. Now I'm going to stop the story again and let you fill out this last card about Elliott Electron. All right, how did you do? Here's Elliott Electron. He has squinty eyes and a mouth that's a frown. They say that he's small, angry because they won't let him in the arcade, and a very negative attitude. Notice his eyes are negative or minus signs. His favorite activity is to drive his Harley outside the arcade. Okay. I did go back up here. One of the facts that they said about Patty and Nelda were that they were large. So went ahead and put large as part of their description. Now the story's going to go on, but you're actually going to go on to the back of your paper. The first energy street can only hold 2 electron brothers. The second energy street, called the energy freeway, can hold 8 brothers. And the third energy street, called the energy superhighway, can hold 18 of the brothers. So, let's do some labeling. If this represents an atom, this center right here, which we call the arcade, is the nucleus. Sorry about that again. Nucleus. That's what they called the arcade. Right? And that has both protons and neutrons. Protons having a positive charge, neutrons being neutral. They don't have any charge at all. The first street that's outside with the electrons, they said is an electron street. And it can only hold 2 electrons. So this is, we called it a street. And if you know, the streets near your house are small. And so not many cars can travel down the street. We can have 2 in either direction. So I'm going to put an electron, which is negative, on that street. And I'm going to put another one on this street. The next, they call the freeway. Now the freeway is a little bigger, like the streets. The freeway can hold a few more cars, so it can hold some more electrons. It can hold up to 8. So I'm going to put 1, 2, because they like to hang out in pairs. Oops. Wrong street. Woo. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there can be 8 on the freeway. And then we have the last one they call the superhighway. And on a superhighway, we have many streets or lanes of traffic going in either direction. So this level can hold up to 18. So again, in pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Now, there are more streets, but we'll stop here because you kind of have the idea. The last thing that I want to share with you is the idea found below. I'm going to give you a link to an old TV show called The Addams Family. It's kind of a takeoff on that name. They were the ADDAMS family. So this is a spin-off about that family. So let me get to that song for you. So if I go to Google Classroom and I went to PS Building Blocks, Introduction Addams Family, they have the original music, and then they have just the instrumental where you can take a look at the words to the song. I hope you found this helpful. You can watch this as many times as you need to, or ask me for any additional help. Enjoy.